What if you were born exactly 1 second ago? What if every childhood memory, the face of your family, and even your deliberate choice to click on this video are nothing but a hallucination? Just artificial data freshly implanted into your mind. Look at the glowing brain on the thumbnail. That could literally be you, right now, drifting alone in the freezing vacuum of space. It sounds like a cheap sci-fi plot, but it's a terrifyingly logical conclusion drawn from one of the most unbreakable laws of physics. Let's dive in. To understand why your reality might be an illusion, we first have to talk about the absolute ruler of our universe, the second law of thermodynamics. You might know it by a more ominous name, entropy. In simple terms, entropy is the measure of disorder. The law dictates that everything in the cosmos inevitably moves from a state of order to a state of utter chaos. Think about a beautifully sculpted sandcastle on the beach. It takes time, energy, and precise intention to build. But if you leave it alone, the ocean breeze and crashing waves will eventually erode it. The grains of sand scatter, completely destroying the structure. The universe naturally favors this disorganized pile of sand. Have you ever seen a random pile of sand get blown by the wind and miraculously assemble itself into a flawless castle? Never. The laws of probability strictly forbid it. Things break, decay, and scatter. A dropped egg shatters but never unshatters. Stars burn out. The universe itself is relentlessly marching towards a state of maximum disorder, a dark, freezing soup of nothingness. Order, therefore, is incredibly expensive. It is a rare, fleeting rebellion against the natural state of existence. To have a highly ordered structure, like a planet, a biological cell, or a human brain, you need a colossal amount of energy and phenomenally low odds. The cosmos naturally hates order. So keep this truth in mind as we ask the next uncomfortable question. But if the universe naturally hates order and is always rushing toward a messy death, how do we explain all of this? How do we explain the swirling galaxies, the perfectly balanced solar systems, and the incredibly complex biological machine that is your body? In the late 19th century, a brilliant physicist named Ludwig Boltzmann offered a mind-bending solution. He proposed the idea of a thermal fluctuation. Imagine you have a sealed box of gas. Most of the time, the gas molecules bounce around in complete uniform chaos. But if you wait long enough, an unimaginably long time, pure chance dictates that those molecules will occasionally bounce into a perfectly organized arrangement, completely by accident, before scattering again. Think of the famous monkey and typewriter analogy. If you give a monkey a typewriter and an infinite amount of time, eventually, just by hitting random keys, it will type the complete works of William Shakespeare. It's not magic, it's just the mathematical certainty of infinite probability. Boltzmann suggested that our sprawling, highly organized universe might just be one of these incredibly rare, localized fluctuations, an accidental, temporary pocket of order floating within an eternal, infinite sea of dead, chaotic space. It's a terrifyingly beautiful thought. We are just a lucky roll of the cosmic dice, a brief Shakespearean masterpiece typed out by the random keystrokes of the universe. But when modern physicists looked closer at the mathematics behind Boltzmann's brilliant fluctuation theory, they realized something deeply disturbing. This neat little explanation creates a catastrophic paradox, one that threatens to destroy the very fabric of human reality and everything you think you know about yourself. Here is the existential twist that will keep you awake at night. If our universe is simply the result of random particles bumping together to create a temporary pocket of order, we have to look at the probabilities. Creating a universe that spans 93 billion light-years, filled with trillions of galaxies, billions of stars, and billions of years of complex evolutionary history, requires an obscene amount of matter to accidentally arrange itself in perfect order. The odds of this happening are so infinitesimally small that writing out the zeros would fill the entire observable universe. Now, let's ask a simpler question. What requires less order, less energy, and therefore has a drastically higher probability of occurring by random chance? An entire 13.8 billion-year-old universe? Or just a single isolated human brain? Mathematics does not lie. It is infinitely more probable for quantum dust to randomly assemble into a single fully functioning brain floating in the vacuum of space than it is for those same particles to create an entire universe. But a brain needs memories, right? Yes, but those memories are just specific arrangements of chemical bonds and electrical synapses. So in this random cosmic fluctuation, this freshly formed floating brain would instantly possess the exact same neural structure you have right now. It would have fake memories of a childhood that never happened, fake memories of eating breakfast this morning, and the vivid, absolute certainty that it is sitting in a room watching a YouTube video about space. According to the cold, hard statistics of physics, it is vastly more likely that you are that single, hallucinating Boltzmann brain, created by a random quantum hiccup just a fraction of a second ago, than you are a real biological human being living on a real planet called Earth. Every person you know, the device you are watching this on, the history of humanity, none of it actually exists. It's all just a lonely, fleeting chemical illusion inside a brain floating in an empty void, destined to dissolve back into the chaos of space in the next second. If this thought experiment makes you feel a creeping sense of existential dread, you are not alone. Modern physicists actually despise the Boltzmann paradox. They refer to it as a dangerous state of cognitive instability. Why? Because the entire concept is fundamentally self-defeating. Think about it for a second. If you were truly just a floating brain with artificially implanted memories, then all the scientific knowledge you used to learn about thermodynamics, quantum physics, and the Boltzmann paradox itself is also completely fake. You cannot use a hallucinated law of physics to prove that you are a hallucination. It creates an inescapable logical loop of pure insanity. Thankfully, modern cosmology offers us a desperate escape hatch from this nightmare. According to the theory of cosmic inflation, our universe did not just randomly bump into existence through a localized thermal fluctuation. Instead, it rapidly expanded from an infinitely dense, hot state driven by complex quantum fields. These fields naturally produce the immense, beautifully structured reality we see today. Inflation mathematics suggests that creating a rapidly expanding universe is actually far easier and vastly more common than waiting for a disembodied brain to randomly materialize in a dead, eternal void. So, take a deep breath. Your memories are real. But the Boltzmann brain paradox leaves us with one beautiful, undeniable truth. The very fact that you exist, that you possess a conscious mind capable of understanding this vast cosmos, is an absolute mathematical miracle. You are the universe experiencing itself. Or are you? Do you still think you might be a lonely brain drifting in the dark? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to keep exploring the greatest mysteries of our reality, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and ring the bell to join us here at Star Life.